What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Tanner, and today we're going to talk about the top 7 tools I think every first year apprentice electrician should have in their tool belt. Before we get started today, I want to thank all my new subscribers. I think a lot of you came from my brother's live stream, and you're probably looking for content on Puerto Rico and my plans for Puerto Rico. And I want to let you guys know that next week I'm doing a 2-part video where I'm going to talk about my plans for Puerto Rico, and you can find out whether or not I plan on living there full time or not. So stay tuned for that. If you're coming because of my electrical content, again, welcome. Stay tuned. I have a lot more coming. If you're a first year apprentice, these videos are going to be more geared towards you. So stay tuned, buckle up, and let's talk about these top 7 tools that I think you should have. So tool number 1 we're going to talk about is the non-contact voltage detector. And this is for you first year guys who are probably going to be doing more new construction and more remodel work. Mostly want to have this if you're doing remodel work because you're probably going to be ripping out old circuits or tying into old circuits, and you're going to want to turn them off. So this is good to have. If you turn it on, hold it up against the wire, it'll either go beep 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 beep, it'll beep, or if it's dead it won't beep. If there's a low voltage, then it'll beep like really slow. So these are useful to have, and they're cheap, and they're not as much as a real tester or a multimeter. So this would be tool number 1 that I would have in my tool belt, because you want to make sure that whatever you're working on is of course off and safe to work on. So not going in any real order, we're just going to go with tool number 2, which is the Milwaukee 12 volt impact driver. And on mine I have a 5/16, and if you flip it over, it actually turns into a 1/4 inch. And then down on the ground somewhere I have a Phillips bit, so you can just take it off. And I have a Phillips bit I keep in my pocket, and I can put it right on there. I have the little battery, but they have bigger batteries that have more amp hours, and you can actually set them down and it'll stand upright like a normal drill. So that would be tool number 2. Tool number 3 would be a razor knife. Excuse the broken tip, I broke it today, but again I use this almost every single day for more than one thing. Sometimes it's a hammer, like seriously. So tool number 3 would be a pair of lineman pliers. I have pretty much Klein everything. I'm not sponsored by Klein, but if you know somebody from Klein that would like to sponsor me, hit me up. But I have Klein everything. These are pretty expensive. You can get cheaper ones than this that are Klein, or try a different brand. I mean, Milwaukee makes some. There's I think there's a brand called Weehaw or something like that that I might get. Fluke is really expensive. So strippers would be next on my list of tools that you need to have in your belt. Once you get good with your Kleins or your lineman pliers, you really don't need the strippers anymore. You'll find that these you won't need so often once you really learn how to use your Kleins, and you got to keep them sharp too. That's the other thing. So next is a pair of channel lock pliers. Normally you'd have 2 pairs of channel lock pliers, especially if you're doing new commercial where you're running pipe and you're using compression fittings or rain tight fittings. You're going to want to have actually another channel lock in your bag, so you have 2. And last but not least is the 5-in-1 screwdriver. So this kind of eliminates you guys from having to carry around a whole bunch of different screwdrivers. You have 5-in-1. This one is an electrician's 5-in-1, and it's the extended version, which I like, and I would always recommend you get the extended version. This one has a number 2 Phillips on this side, and then it has a number 2 square, and then this is a 5/16 nut driver. So if you flip it open, turn it this way, you have a number 1 square, which is a little bit smaller than the number 2 square, and then you have a number 2 flathead. The other version of this gives you the number 2 flathead, the number 2 Phillips, and then it gives you the number 1 Phillips and a number 1 flathead, which is a little bit smaller, and then still the same 5/16 nut driver, making it a 5-in-1. So this is a good tool to have. It eliminates having to carry around multiple screwdrivers. I use that tool all the time. So that's 7 tools right there that I think will get any first year apprentice through their job fairly easy. you'll find that as you progress through your career, you're going to be putting in more and more tools into your tool belt, so you don't have to worry too much. This is just like the basics to get you started. Now I have an optional 8th tool for some of you that might be doing service work as a first year apprentice. You might want to put one of these in your tool belt, and it doesn't have to be this particular one. This one's fairly expensive, but they have cheaper ones that will get the job done. You can go to Home Depot and get the Klein one for like, I think the cheapest one they have is like 69 or 79 bucks. That'll do pretty much everything you need it to do. But it's the multimeter with the amp clamp, and then I got the leads. Mine has a little magnet on it, so it kind of hangs on. But this, for doing service work, you're going to want to know voltage. Especially if you have equipment that's not running right, you're going to want to know what's the incoming voltage. And this non-contact tester doesn't quite get the job done as far as that's concerned. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Look for more videos coming down the line. If you're looking for Puerto Rico videos, that's going to be next week, again in a 2-part series. Take care. Until next time, guys. Peace.